Let's check out Gen Narumi from Kaiju number 8. What's up everyone? So today's video we're going to check out SH Figure Arts Gen Narumi from Kaiju number 8. This is from Tamashii Nations, Bandai. Love this show, so let's check out Gen. He's the latest figure to come out. Here's a side. You see a picture of the figure, Gen Narumi. Here's more different poses. Here you see regular Gen and Super Saiyan Gen. More poses, all the legalese. Again, another picture of the figure. On the bottom, another picture. Here's the top. Not much to see. But yeah, let's check them out. So here we have a better look at Gen out of the box. Here we have the figure, the Super Saiyan Rose hairstyle here, couple alternate faceplates, an extra faceplate for Kaiju number 8, his other hands, and regular pouches that we see on a lot of the other Kaiju Defense Force figures, and another pistol in its holster. He doesn't come with a pistol out of the holster, unlike Kafka did. I believe he's the only figure that came with the pistol in and out of the holster. And here's his weapon made from Kaiju number 1. That's why you have the 01 right here. Figure looks pretty cool. Let's take a closer look at everything. Just before we take a look at the figure, if you haven't had an SH Figure Arts action figure before, usually inside the newer figures, the flaps have the instructions to tell you how to change the hair parts. On the other side is how to change the hands. But yeah, just in case you haven't messed with these figures, thought I'd let you know that. Before we take a closer look at Gen, let's take a look at his weapon real quick. And here we have basically his weapon that was created from using the Kaiju number 1. The detail is nice. Basically similar detail to all the other weapons from the other members of the Kaiju Defense Force. But this is pretty cool. It kind of does transform just a tiny bit, so be careful. There's a little hinge right here, and you can open this blade up, and you want to about right here. Don't force it, don't do it too fast, you might snap it off, and if you do that, then you can pretty much kiss that goodbye. But overall, it looks pretty cool. It's definitely bigger than Gen. As you can see, holding it this way doesn't even fit on the screen. But yeah, this weapon looks pretty cool. Let's check out the articulation with Gen. Taking a closer look at Gen, the body is mainly reuse, like on Shishiro and Reno. There's not a whole lot of difference. The articulation is okay, but one of the biggest pet peeves is his legs don't come out as far as it should. He can't get like a full split. Unlike what they did with Kafka, and let me show you right here. Kafka's body is a little bit different. He's a little bit bigger, but they did, he can do a full split with no issues. I'm not going to do it with this leg because these will come off, as you saw with his gun and holster. That's another little nitpick, is that some of these things fall off way too easy. but you can see he could do the full split, no problem. I didn't have to do any modification. There's still that one piece that's right there. But yeah, that's one of the awesome things about Kafka. His articulation's pretty good, but I might have to do a modification like I did with Reno and remove this little piece that's right here. And let me show you with Reno. I did that modification and now he can pretty much do the full splits. I took out the little piece that was right here, and his articulation, to me, it's a lot better. So I might do that with Gen. So his head will turn, side to side. He looks up okay, down all right. His head's kind of like on a, not going to quite say a double dumbbell joint, because the thing in his head is not quite a dumbbell, but there is neck movement, so he can tilt pretty good. The neck will move around. The shoulder pauldrons are kind of attached to the body, but you can get his arms a little past 90, so it's almost like a little bit of a Y pose. There is not really a dumbbell joint, or sorry, not a dumbbell, a butterfly joint, but there's kind of like this weird shoulder joint right here that kind of acts like a little bit of a butterfly. And then, the same thing with this part in the shoulder. There is a bicep swivel, double elbow joint, pretty much go all the way. The hands are basically like on a peg hinge, so it can go in and out, definitely twist all around. And then if you move it, it will be able to also go up and down. The body can twist some, not a whole lot. It can hula hoop. There's, decent back bend, not really much as an ab crunch. And just again, the legs all can come out, forward quite a bit and pops off, but it can, that's fine. Just pop it back in. And then, like I said, the leg, he cannot do a full split. It'll come back some, and it is kind of like a drop down joint here. There is a thigh swivel and a little bit here too. And then double knee, which comes out about there. It does have a toe hinge. The foot will come down about this much, comes up about this much. I would say be careful of the little ankle guard or whatever you want to call this. These sometimes can pop off pretty easy, and the feet can tilt or swivel with no issues. So I decided to go ahead and do the mod while I was going through articulation, and now he can pretty much do, the full splits. As you can see, I already got rid of that little piece that was in there. It was pretty easy. He has two fists and his little stoic look. And here's Captain Moron with his side-eye face and two open hands. Since I'm getting ready to put his Super Saiyan head on, there's kind of what's above the neck peg. So to change the head, you have to take off both pieces of the hair. But yeah, I just thought I'd show that it wasn't a ball joint. And here's Captain Moron with his Super Saiyan Rose look and his other hands, trigger finger hand and open hand to hold his weapon. Here's the alternate Kaiju number 8 headpiece with the side-eye look. Here we have Gen standing next to Shoshiro and Reno. Here's Captain Moron with Kikuru and Kafka. Here's Gen standing next to Director Shinomiya and Kaiju number 8. And just for funsies, here's Gen standing next to Star Wars Black Series Grand Admiral Thrawn and Marvel Legends Black Widow. So the figure of Gen Narumi is pretty cool. Body, again, like I said, is just reuse from the other two. But overall, happy to add him to the collection. His weapon, number 1, is pretty awesome looking. It is a little bit of a pain to try to get it into a pose kind of like this. You got to have to somewhat finagle things a little around and work with it. But once you do, it looks cool, it looks awesome. So if you watched Kaiju number 8, I have been enjoying it. Although I heard somewhere that the manga already ended, and I think I saw that the next season is going to be the end of Kafka's story. So I don't know if the anime is ending or if there's going to be a spinoff or what. Um, so yeah, it didn't seem to last quite that long, but I've enjoyed it. I'm curious to see if there's going to be a spinoff or what happens. I don't know, any of you that are watching this have played a game called Monster Hunter. Uh, Currently, I'm playing Monster Hunter now on the mobile game, and his weapon reminds me of the insect glaive. This weapon just recently became available on Monster Hunter now, but it's been a weapon that you could use on the other games out there. And the way he kind of jumps around and does all these flips and turns with this weapon, it just kind of reminded me of the insect glaive, and it's pretty cool. So here's Captain Moron, final pose of the video. I'm happy that he's added to the collection. Nice details. I know the body is reuse, but weapon number 1 is pretty awesome. I like how everybody that has a weapon, it's unique, it's different, and definitely unique to that character. I just wish that some of these characters would have more accessories, instead of having to switch from one character to another. But it is what it is. I know some people hate hearing that, but it is. But that's gonna pretty much do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you're picking up this figure. I got mine from AmiAmi. I'll post a link in with the description. I think he's still available. If not, there's Big Bad Toy Store, or even I'm sure Amazon and other retailers. But yeah, if you also see in the description, you'll see links to my various social media. You'll see stuff there that I don't normally post here on YouTube. So check out my Facebook or TikTok or Instagram. You can pretty much just about find me anywhere. But hopefully you like the video. Simo says, collect what you like. Be awesome to one another. Until the next video, y'all take care.